Texas. Howdy! Thank you for this cool weather. This is a winter day in Texas, so it's great being up here with y'all here in New Hampshire. And what I want to do in my 5 minutes is introduce myself to many of y'all who may not know who I am. He was right. I spent a decade, almost a decade, overseas as a CIA officer. My job was to stop terrorists from blowing up the homeland, to prevent Chinese and Russian spies from stealing our secrets, and to prevent nuclear weapons proliferators from bringing dirty bombs into our country. I then ran for Congress, because in addition to doing all that stuff when I was in the CIA, I had to brief members of Congress, and I was pretty shocked by the caliber of our elected officials. My mother, may she rest in peace, always said you're either part of the problem or part of the solution, and so I ran for Congress. I served for 6 years. I walked away. You don't have to die or be defeated to leave Congress. I represented one of the largest congressional districts in the country. 29 counties, 2 time zones, 820 miles of the border. It took 10 hours to drive across my district at 80 miles an hour, which was the speed limit in most of the district, but my wife found out it's not speed limit in all the districts. And here's what I learned in that moment. I was the most targeted person in Congress. Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff spent tens of millions of dollars to prevent the black Republican from winning in a 72% Latino district. Nobody thought I had a chance. When I won the first time, nobody thought I had a chance to get reelected, but I did because I showed up to places that didn't expect me to be there. It's easy talking to y'all, if I'm being frank. We agree on 75-80% of stuff. But we got to take a conservative message to places that hasn't heard it in order for us to win in November. That's what I learned and experienced when I was in Congress. The last couple of years, I've been working in industry. I've been advising some of the highest end, most technological advanced companies in AI, quantum computing. And guess what? I've seen our enemies up close and personal. I've seen them at all points in my career. When I was in the CIA, Al-Qaeda shot at me. They chased me. They tried to blow me up. In Congress, the Democrats gave everything they could to try to get rid of me. And the last couple of years, I've seen how the Chinese government, the Russian government, is trying to steal our secrets, trying to steal our intellectual property. We are faced with a number of generational defining challenges. The Chinese government is trying to surpass us as a global superpower. We got to be able to achieve unprecedented peace at a time that we're in a new Cold War with an adversary that's larger than us. We have to figure out how to have a thriving economy at a time when new technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, synthetic biology is going to impact every single industry, not in 10 years, in 2 or 3 years. We can clap for that. 65% of Americans think a robot's going to take their job. That might happen. But we need people in office that actually understand these technologies, that use these technologies. An 80-year-old man who doesn't use email is not the person that's going to help us take advantage of technology before it takes advantage of us. Today, another 10,000 people came into our country illegally. Today, another $1 billion has been added to our national debt. Today, another community has become unsafe. Families are struggling, and the Chinese government is only getting stronger. To address these challenges, we have to retire Joe Biden once and for all. And we have to win elections in November. I've learned something representing one of the most difficult districts in the country. Way more unites us than divides us, and we're better together. We can do this. If we want to make sure this experiment called America continues for another 247 years, it doesn't require from us the kind of sacrifices our forebears have done. We are not fighting on the plains of Lexington, or marching in the streets of Selma, or involved in hand-to-hand combat in the mountains of Mazar-e-Sharif. All we have to do is vote and get our friends to vote. and I know you know how to do that, New Hampshire. God bless you. May God continue to bless this grand state. I hope to earn your support at some point. Go to hurdforamerica.com to learn a little bit more, and I'd love to meet you later.
Thank you very much.